What is going on, my friends? Vitai Dubin is here and welcome to another episode of Today's in Crypto Show. The big question of today, are you buying the dip? Are you taking advantage of the opportunities right now in the market, or are you freezing in fear like the majority of the market right now? We have a rough couple of days, rough couple of weeks, and rough couple of months leading to Bitcoin falling below $34,000 in the lows of the last 6 months, and the market is in extreme fear right now. We are going to discuss, of course, what is going on, whether right now is a good time to buy Bitcoin, to buy crypto. Are you buying the dip? And there's a lot of fear going on in the market. We are definitely showing a couple of signs of recovery today. You can see finally we have some green days. Bitcoin start to rise up, Ethereum 6.5%, Binance 12%. Of course, this is after we had some major sell-offs that most people did not expect that we are going to get there. In fact, we had $1.2 billion in crypto that gets liquidated in just the last 24 hours as Bitcoin slumps below $36,000. You can see 367,000 traders were liquidated. That's crazy. Even one guy at $9.3 million. This is kind of reminds me of where we were back in May when we had a major sell-off day right here where Bitcoin fell from $43,000 all the way to $30,000 in one day. The market is in extreme fear right now of 11, and we are still so far away from recovery. We are down a lot. We are rising on the day today. If we're going to close the day with a bullish engulfing candle, that will be a good sign of recovery. And of course, the market is in very fear mode right now, and people are calling for $30,000, even $25,000. Even the billionaire Mike Novogratz, usually he is a very positive and bullish on crypto. He's saying that plunging crypto will have a hard time rallying until stocks find a base, right? And he starts to tell his Twitter followers, sell rallies and don't buy dips. This is now a bear market, and he's usually a very big Bitcoin bull. So it's very hard to stay bullish, to be in the game when we see billionaire like that, Mike Novogratz, saying do not buy dips, right? But not, of course, everyone is agreeing with him. We have Michael Saylor. He just had an amazing interview. You can watch it. The Bitcoin crash. Michael Saylor reveals his new price target. He is not selling right now. He is not panicking. He is very cool, calm, and collected. He has 125,000 Bitcoins bought at an average price of about $31,000. So I do see it as the worst case scenario. They are going to defend this price at all costs and not allow Bitcoin to fall below this, right? Below this level. But they're looking at the big term pictures. They're not going to sell. They're just keep buying and buying the dip. And not just Michael Saylor. In fact, we are seeing the El Salvador President Bukele is buying another $15 million worth of Bitcoin, calling it really cheap. Yes, we made it. We bought the dip. It was really cheap. And you can see that he didn't miss it. He said, no, it's wrong, didn't miss it. El Salvador just bought 410 Bitcoins for only $15 million. Some guys are selling it really cheap. Are you one of those guys that are selling it really cheap? Or are you like Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, who is buying this freaking dip? That's the big question. And of course, at the end of the day, you need to decide how are you going to play this game. Are you in here for the long haul, or stuff like that. I could imagine the people that got into crypto in the November, December times, they got screwed, and some people definitely, you know, sold right here. They panic sold right here because like they see what's going on, what's happening with crypto. But if you're a veteran in crypto, you've been in the game for a long time, you know this is part of the game. Volatility is part of the game that you're paying for extraordinary returns. And of course, some of these coins today you can find on a very cheap price. You know, Terra Luna up 24% today. You could have picked it up yesterday, 24% cheaper. Avalanche 20%, rising today. Solana 7%, still pretty big, brutal sell-off. Now, it's not just Bitcoin. Netflix is more volatile than Bitcoin right now. Netflix falling, the stocks market is falling, so definitely it has some effect on the crypto market as well. As Bitcoin hits 6 months low and crypto markets are plummeting. Now, here is the sentiment that a lot of people have. You know, Bitcoin, when it was at $1,000, people were saying, I'll wait for a dip. When Bitcoin hit $300, what people said, it's dead. Bitcoin is dead. Come on. I'm not buying right now at $300. Then Bitcoin hit $17,000. People say, oh, I'll wait for a dip. It's too high right now. Bitcoin at $8,000, no, it's dead, right? Bitcoin at $60,000, I'll wait for a dip. Bitcoin at $38,000, it's dead. Different prices, same story, right? That's the kind of sentiment. That's what I want to really understand, guys, that this is the times where a Bitcoin is falling like a rock. This is the time where the market is in extreme fear mode. This is the most opportunistic times where you can buy Bitcoin, when it is so oversold on the daily. You know, like I mentioned here yesterday, if you look at the RSI for Bitcoin on the daily time frame, you can see this picture. You can see that we have never been that oversold on a daily since March 2020. Since March 2020. That is your opportunity to get the best of. Now I understand if you've been buying Bitcoin at 50,000, 55,000, right? 57,000, 45,000, 48, you are down. You're like saying, maybe I don't have much cash left to buy Bitcoin at those cheap prices. It may very well be. See, Ethereum falling 28% this week. It's crazy. If you look at Ethereum on a weekly time frame, it has been battered pretty badly right here. Where is the RSI for Ethereum on the weekly? It's fallen a lot. It's falling a lot, yeah, to 38. You know, we've never been that low again since the March 2020 on Ethereum. So very opportunistic times to buy right now. And you can see, for the overall on the weekly, we have been in an upward trajectory for Ethereum. Now for the first time since March, we are below the EMA ribbon on the weekly. It's pretty brutal what is happening right now in this sell-off. Okay, but not all is gloom and doom. You can see $1 billion transferred from Tether Treasury to Binance today, actually on January 22nd. You can see usually those type of big moves of Tether coming to Binance are preceding some massive rallies in the price of Bitcoin. And you can look at the drip. You know, drip is actually up today. Drip is up to $110, and even it was as high as $113. So it's actually up 20% today, despite the sell-off, and reaching all-time highs on drip BNB on 0.3. Okay, so it's pretty amazing to see that There's a lot of opportunities in the crypto space that are actually holding. They're actually holding. I mean, not a lot, but there's some cryptocurrencies that are holding pretty well, and that's where you can tell how strong a project is when it can withstand such brutal sell-offs that are happening in the marketplace, and where it will go when the market really rallies, when the market really starts to go into extreme greed mode. So here's a lesson for you for the future. When we are in those extreme fear areas, those are the times where you can buy the dips, where you can accumulate. And when the market is going in the opposite direction, the market is hitting extreme greed levels, this is where you can start selling some of your positions. It doesn't have to be like all of your crypto that you are getting out of it, right? It can be in in chunks. It can be in chunks. So you sell a little bit, you sell a portion, right? That's how you can roll. Like here in November, we reached 75 on the fear and greed index. This is a good time where you can start selling off and moving into stable coins and wait for the market to cool off. It doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes we're at 75 and we continue rallying, right? It could have been the case where Bitcoin will go to $100,000 in November, December, right? But that's the time that you should never ever question yourself. Well, I sold at a profit. I could have made way more profits. So you scale out of your position, not all at once, but you scale out of it on the way up. And when it's there, that's the time to sell, when the market is in extreme greed. When market is falling like this, when we are right 11 on the crypto fear and greed index, that's not the time to sell. That's time to go up and scoop up those cheaper coins as much as you can. Solana down 37% this week. It's crazy. There are some good quality projects that are super cheap right now. Look at Cadena. Cadena right now is at what? $5.65. It's up 27% today, but it's been a brutal week. It's been a brutal week for Cadena in this last 30 days, 90 days, right? We've been falling from $15 on 27th of December to as low as $4. It's a pretty brutal sell-off, right? It's still down 80% right now from the all-time high. So this is the times where you can be loading up on crypto, and the opportunity is obviously there. Not everyone is bearish, right? Michael Saylor is not bearish. Michael Saylor is bullish. They're holding strong. They're not selling. In fact, they're looking to buy more. That's the thing. They're looking to buy more at those prices. And Twitter, now there's a love and hate relationship on Twitter. NFT profile pictures, and some are very, very excited about it. Some are not so excited about it. NFT fans can now showcase those NFT on Twitter profile, but not everyone is like that, right? Can do that. Right now, this is open only for people that are having this hexagon, only for blue subscribers of Twitter, only on iPhones, only in the US and Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, and only on NFTs minted on Ethereum, and only stored on OpenSea. So there is a lot of limitation to that. It's not like open to everything, and the divide between NFT fanatics and NFT haters is getting worse. Right now, NFT markets are crazy. Absolutely crazy, and this boom is also going to pass at some point, right? This mania of NFT, and right now just a lot of people are jumping into bandwagon because it's still early relative to the entire marketplace, but so people want to take advantage of the NFT boom while it's hot. But it's also not going to be forever like this. It's going to have its own cycles. So there you go. That's what I want to share with you today. If you are not staking drip yet, I highly suggest that you watch the webinar I did on how it works. It's the #1 DeFi project today in the crypto space. You can go to deflationarydailyROI.com to watch my latest webinar, how you can get sweet 265% net yearly staking rewards. You can get rewards actually coming in every single day. And the price of drip is, and the analytic is really great. In the last couple of days, we have over 1,100 people that we got onboarded into the creating new accounts on drip. It's going really, really crazy, awesome and fast, and it's holding up really well. The price $109 today, and we are on the way. We are on the way to a couple $1,000s in my opinion for drip. It's still early on. With only 47,000 stakers right now. So there you go. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday, and I'll see you in the next episode of Today's in Crypto Show.